guys, how you going? Okay, this one's going to be a bit of a short one. Oh my goodness, there's a lot. Focused indifference says lost and found notice. Australian Prime Minister gone missing after 3 months in job. If found, please send back to Canberra. The country is waiting. Ian Miles Chong said don't call it a raid, don't call them groomers, don't call it a recession, don't call it inflation, don't call them illegal immigrants, don't call pregnant women expectant mothers, don't call fetuses human. I miss anything? Oh yeah. Don't call it a riot, it's mostly peaceful protest. Oh my goodness. I missed the euphemisms for homeless person, vagrant, which is now the unhoused, felon as justice involved person, and convict as incarcerated person. Surely there's more. Stacey Ray said, remember when Merrick Garland said it was okay to protest in front of judges' homes? We need the judge's address to sign the Mar-a-Lago warrant. Melinda Richards said, this narrative has completely unravelled. Even MSM is starting to walk away, no doubt under instruction. If you're still masked up, lining up for your booster and getting tested, you may want to lift your head up. Charlie Kirk said, if Joe Biden's press secretary cannot definitively answer no when asked if the White House is weaponising the Justice Department and the FBI against political opponents, then the answer is yes. Yeah, when they don't straight out say yes or no, you know they're dancing around the subject, okay? Nicholas Bogle-Burrows says, breaking Albuquerque mosque president tells Avasasani that the authorities told him the suspect in the killings of 4 Muslim men is a Sunni Muslim and targeted the victims because he's angry over his daughter marrying a Shiite Muslim. So it's not a white supremacist, okay? There you go. Stephen Crowder said this is one of the darkest days in history in regards to your personal freedoms. Then there's this one, Spectator Australia. Novak Djokovic cannot play tennis while healthy but unvaccinated, but a member of the female cricket team can play while positive for COVID. The rules regarding COVID in sport are completely irrational, I'd say. Is it because she's female and he's a white male? Is he a straight white male? Who knows? Nick Adams said Eric Swalwell slept with a Chinese spy named Fang Fang and the FBI never raided his house. He did, believe me. He did. Rep Marjorie Taylor Greene said the political persecution of Donald Trump started under the Obama administration when they tapped Trump Tower. This is nothing new. It's Obama's 3rd term and everyone knows it. I said don't be surprised if they arrest President Trump. You know they're going to try. They'll try anything at this point. I see them panicking. The first arrest will shock the world. I hope not, but look, I'm just being prepared in case the worst of the worst happens, okay? Lauren Bobert said, when will Hunter Biden be raided? Interesting question, isn't it? Cat Turd said the FBI is the enemy of every freedom-loving American. Tom Fitton said, update, Judicial Watch has launched a comprehensive and independent investigation into the Biden-DOJ FBI political raid on the Trump home. Cat Turd said, reminder, still not one pedo from Jeffrey Epstein's client list has been arrested by the worthless, corrupt, rotten FBI. No, because they've been weaponised, okay? They're being used. And that says a lot for the people who are in there. Whoever's not whistleblowing, obviously, is part of it. The Bradford file says former President of the United States was raided yesterday and the corrupt US Attorney General can't even be bothered to have a press conference about it. That tells you everything you need to know. The Bradford file again said the FBI is in possession of evidence related to the current President of the United States who ran a pay-to-play scheme with his crack-smoking son while Vice President. Of course, both have never been raided. They're Democrats. Tom Fitton said, breaking, Judicial Watch asked court to unseal Trump search warrant. The Biden administration's raid on President Trump is an outrageous, reckless and unprecedented abuse of power. And the American people have an urgent right to know how it happened and who was responsible. Also, this could be a sting operation done by Mr. T, as himself being used as the trap. Letting them do this while they're watching, right, has more. They've got more evidence on them now. I really think this could be deliberate. Carrie Kellerman said the FBI didn't raid Mar-a-Lago because they think they've got something on Trump. They raided it because they're afraid Trump has something on them. Tim Young said, I'm now okay with local authorities in Republican-run states investigating every Democrat elected official who lives in their jurisdiction. If that includes subpoenas and raiding homes, well, so be it. I told ya. They've just set the precedent for this. Alexandria Marshall said, let me guess, you'll no longer be allowed to have rainwater tanks, instead to be forced to purchase all water from the nearest chemical company. Euronews Green said rainwater is no longer safe to drink anywhere on the earth, scientists say. Of course they do. They're trying to frighten everybody. Stevens said, did we ever find out how Bob Hawke could afford to buy the $25 million Sydney Harbour mansion? No. Bob Hawke was an Australian Prime Minister. Linda Dowling said, oxymoron, some 150 tonnes of coking coal were required to produce the steel needed for each giant wind tower. After Adam Bandt closes all coal mines, how does he propose to harness the wind power? Very good question. Oh my God, people are silly. Liz Churchill said, if Michelle was a real name, why did Obama publicly call her Michael over 20 times? Because she's a Michael. Mr. Potato Head shared this. Mark's safe from FBI raids today. There's plenty of these too. Him standing at a window looking out going, phew, they're going past me. Ian Miles Chong said, oh, the dogs too, huh? And this is in response to Kirsten Huang, who said San Francisco resident David Watson contracted monkeypox through the casual contact of hugging a friend. He went to the ER 3 times with extreme pains that opioids could barely touch. It took 12 days to get at T-pox. I don't know what that is. His husband and 2 dogs were also infected, of course. Look, it may not just be a disease that's related to being gay, but what is happening is most of the people who are catching this problem here happen to be gay, okay? And there are gay men who also have wives who then go home to their wives and pass it on that way too. I'm not saying it is full, I don't know, because I'm not a medical specialist, right? I don't know if whether it's a gay disease or not. I've got no idea. For all we know, it could be from the other things, you know, the things that everyone injected themselves with. Jupitex said, never forget. The man who has something on everybody had nothing on President Trump. Megyn Kelly asked Julian Assange, why doesn't WikiLeaks report dirt on Trump? Assange replied, there isn't any. And people think he's related to Mr. Trump. We'll have to see. I don't know. It's alleged. I don't know. Cat Turd said another one bites the dust. The Persistence says it's official. Trump endorsed Joe Kent defeated the incumbent Jamie Herrera Butler, who voted to impeach President Trump. There you go. So all the ones that Mr. T is endorsing are actually winning. Rep Mary Miller said, did the FBI raid the Mexican cartels operating on US soil today to arrest everyone involved with trafficking children and fentanyl into the US? Or was the FBI too busy going after Biden's political opponents to stop the modern slave trade and the #1 killer of young people in America? Okay, this is a very important one. Dan Scavino Jr. said, do it, 45. I think we're on our way. Okay. Boonbro shared this. Truth. Cows eat grass. Therefore, steak is plant-based meat. Bernard B. Kerrick said, Jim Jordan, the FBI and USAG guidelines requires all raids to be captured on body cams. Judiciary GOP needs to secure those ASAP. Here we've got Stephen. This is Australian. Lydia Thorpe was bankrupt in 2014, now a multimillionaire. Can someone explain? It seems everyone who goes into politics ends up millionaires. You know why? Because they're bribed, blackmail, paid to do what they do, to a certain agenda. Okay, Illuminati bot said, where were the interceptors on 9/11? Approximately 100 times per year, fighter jets routinely scramble to investigate situations over US airspace. ETA, estimated time of arrival, 20 minutes max. Yet nearly 2 hours passed on September 11 without a single interception. Told to stand down. Truthbot shared Illuminati bot and said, remember when the Panama Papers came out and revealed that all the rich people in the world are part of an enormous criminal conspiracy to dodge taxes and hoard stolen wealth in offshore accounts, and literally nothing happened except a reporter working on the story was assassinated. Yeah, exactly. I like this one. City lawyers said what you think a Chinese prostitute looks like. What a Chinese prostitute actually looks like. That's Daniel Andrews, the Victorian Premier. Salty Crackers said catastrophic backfire, effing with Trump's home. I've never seen so many posts of people getting red-pilled over one event. Oh, here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Illuminati bots said pedophiles are put into positions of power because they can be completely controlled by elite masters who hold evidence of their pedophilia. Okay, here we got Avi Yamini saying Jacinta Ardern's popularity has nosedived to its lowest level since she took the top job. With voter support collapsing over her harsh COVID agenda, the nation's cost of living crisis, and this is the New Zealand Prime Minister. We have breaking. Judge who signed off on Trump raid has anti-Trump posts and shared content from woke folks. Okay. So this guy. Oh, yeah. Explain privilege. Yeah, I've seen this video. It's pure propaganda. Ian Miles Chong said the suspect is a Muslim man himself. White people are the real problem. President Biden said, I am angered and saddened by the horrific killing of 4 Muslim men in Albuquerque. While we wait a full investigation, my prayers are with the victim's family and my administration stands strongly with the Muslim community. Those hateful attacks have no place in America. Well, it was another Muslim, so there he is. Andy No said the suspect in 4 murders of Muslim men in Albuquerque is an Afghan Sunni Muslim migrant named Mohammed Syed. Hey? I've heard that name before. Have you? Claims that the wanted suspect was an Islamophobic white supremacist were a baseless conspiracy theory. Rep Marjorie Taylor Greene said, I just tried calling the FBI to ask them why they confiscated a sitting member of Congress's personal cell phone. It rang twice and went to voicemail. Ian Miles Chong said Elon Musk had to sell Tesla stock to make sure he could pay for Twitter. Looks like it's happening. If the Twitter deal doesn't go through, he'll launch his own social media platform called X.com. Neat. There you go. Biden grins like a complete jackass when asked about the raid on Mar-a-Lago. Yeah, so they're all doing it. It's not the only one. I watched... Who was it? It might have been Hillary. Or no, Kamala. They're smoking. I knew it was a trap. Media claims armed protesters about to descend on Mar-a-Lago. Everyone's calling out, Fed, again. Okay? Just know when things are a setup. Terence K. Williams said he was raided a day before this. Wake up. Donald Trump leaves New York deposition. Reveals exactly what? Where's the rest of it? Okay. Former President DT took the Fifth Amendment in New York's... Oh, yeah, he did. No comment. He pleaded the Fifth on Wednesday during a deposition with the Office of New York Attorney General Letitia James. Okay, I won't go too far into this because I'm just going to try and quickly let you know what's going on. This is going to be a short video too, guys. I will be back tomorrow. This lady is just crazy. Okay, Luke Radowski said the latest coordinated corporate media talking point just dropped. Dems, nobody's above the law starter pack. Laptop, emails, clients, research. Tim Young said the Democrats are anti-guns unless it's guns for their new IRS agents who are authorised to use deadly force, by the way. Why would an IRS agent need to use deadly force if they're just processing tax returns? They're authorised to carry and use firearms under United States Code Title 26, wherein criminal investigators, the IRS, are authorised to make arrests under federal law. Huh. Yes, there's a lot going on there too. Did the FBI ever raid Ilhan Omar and her brother's husband or her husband's house for evidence of their immigration fraud? Why not? Don't mind that one, that's just me. Chicago Ray said, just in case you're wondering, all of Trump-endorsed candidates won yesterday. The Trump effect. This is Trump's party now. That's why Democrats and establishments are scared to death of him. They are. Okay. Another win for us. You can refuse that thing, not compulsory in New South Wales health policy updates. Occupational assessment, screening and shot against specified diseases. Let me see. All workers must be assessed, screened, vaccinated as required by the risk category of their position. Okay, Category A workers who are non-compliant with or refuse third dose or influenza vaccine requirements must comply with all other risk reduction strategies as directed while working in a Category A position or be redeployed to a Category B position. Interesting. Oh, they're trying to say now, okay, apart from SARS-CoV-2, COVID-19, diphtheria, tetanus, pertussis, hepatitis B, measles, mumps, rubella, varicella, tuberculosis, and influenza. Oh, I don't know. John Basham said, opinion. DT is trolling the FBI agents and the Justice Department. I have it on good authority that they did not turn off the security cameras when agents asked. They have every move the agents made on video and every word they spoke on audio recording. Stay tuned. And this is the FBI and others from the federal government would not let anyone, including my lawyers, be anywhere near the areas that were rummaged and otherwise looked at during the raid on Mar-a-Lago. Everyone was asked to leave the premises. They wanted to be left alone without any witnesses to see what they were doing, taking, or hopefully not planting. Why did they strongly insist on having nobody watching them? Everybody out? Obama and Clinton were never raided despite big disputes. Then you've got this one. Breaking. Magistrate Judge Reinhardt is asking for DOJ to respond to Judicial Watch unsealing request for what I presume is the Mar-a-Lago warrant. Paperless order. Motion to unseal warrant on or before 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 15th of August. The government shall file a response to the motion to unseal. A response may be filed ex parte and under seal as necessary to avoid disclosing matters already under seal. In that event, the government shall file a redacted response in the public record signed by Magistrate Judge Bruce E. Reinhardt, of course. Okay, no, not that. Okay. UNN said Lloyds have updated their banking T&Cs. We've added a new condition that says if it's necessary due to economic circumstances that affect the banking industry, we may restrict the amount you can have in your accounts either by applying a limit or imposing a charge. If we have to do this and it applies to your account, we'll write to you with more information. Source, please. Yeah, there is no source, by the way. Michael said people are freaking out over it if their bread roll contains traces of gluten or their coffee is organic, but no problem with shooting unknown substances up your arm. Then there's some things I can't show right now. Yeah, this in Netherlands, instead of arguing the validity of chemtrails, flip the script and ask the doubters if they think this is natural. It's disgusting. It's been going on for years. What's been going on? Oh, yeah, this. It's another thing. The Australian Army and Australians are screwed if they have to use these. They may as well let the enemy stroll on into Australia. Because we're going to Army's electric protected mobility vehicles. I can imagine them out in the desert with nowhere to plug it in. It's good, isn't it? Oh dear, Biden plans to order to Saul by unleashing 87,000 revenue agents on those making 200,000 and less. Gig workers, independent contractors, small business, hairdressers, realtors and seamstresses. Call the House at 1-202-224-3121 and tell them no to the Inflation Reduction Act. Did that sound like an ad? Oh, the IRS's job listing requires use of deadly force, by the way. A good song by CCG Bryson about what happened to Mar-a-Lago. Elijah said, suspended for calling out people who sexualise children. Author James Lindsay explains why big tech attacked him for the OK Groomer campaign, and suspending people who want to save children from harm, blames communists for abusing children. Oh, and major update on the Roe v. Wade leak. It just says that it's getting closer. They haven't actually said who it is. Yeah, narrowed list of suspects, okay? So anyway, they didn't tell you in the whole, I read the article. And it just says that it was a court, what do you call them? Court clerk. Replying to, oh my God, the mess. Dutton correct. Albanese dumps farmers' ag visa jobs and hands thousands of farm jobs to unions to control. I don't know why AWU union hate Australia so much, hate farmers so much. You don't go and do that, actively sabotaging a program. A scarce country with stories of what? Oh, great. No, I can't. No, I'm not going to sub when they do things like that. I don't like that. The American IRS has a job posting for prospective special agents where you'll need to carry a gun and be willing to kill. Carry a firearm and be willing to use deadly force if necessary. Interesting, isn't it? Okay, guys, and I'm going to leave it there. The rest is going to have to wait. I may be live tomorrow morning. Same time as normal. It's my morning, your night. But anyway, let's see what happens. Because there's a lot I can't read until I do it live. I can read it live more than a pre-recording. So if you can wait till tomorrow morning, I should be jumping on live tomorrow. Okay, guys, I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.